What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout, and today we're going over the final list from the Pyrkon event. This is Michal's cell, which he piloted to the 7th place on the Pyrkon event. It's a very cool spin on the deck, so we're just gonna quickly dive into it. And then next week we are starting our Zenkai predictions in expectation of the Zenkai set being revealed very soon. But before we begin this video, hit that like and subscribe button. We are on our way to 700 subs when we're gonna have an awesome giveaway. Now, roll the video. So, I have some notes here, and Michal was nice to explain to me that this is a far more aggressive version of the deck, which is looking to end games turn 4 or turn 3 sometimes. That he said that he didn't play Perfect 4 Cell combo because it's too predictable, and as such it is too risky. So we will go over his card choices. First things first, I'm gonna slap the standard package here, because all of you know that this deck plays all of these cards in the same quantities, so I'm not going to bother going over all of them. You know that they are in this deck. So here's the standard package. Now let's go over other choices. The key card in this deck is Cell Unending Torment. But before we look at it, let's look at the 4 drops that come before it. 3 copies of Cell Dawn of Despair. These are the barrier ones that draw a card, the one which come with the deck. And 1 copy of Cell Perfection Reclaimed. Now, Cell Perfection Reclaimed, this is an interesting choice. It has an auto, which says if you have 4 more energy, when this card is placed in a drop area from the battle area by a skill, choose up to 1 cell card with an energy cost of 8 in your drop area and play it. So effectively, he's playing only 3 copies of his 8 drop, which is the most important cell battle card in the deck, but this 4th copy allows him to play it again from the drop area. Now, what's so important about these 8 drop Cell Unending Torment? Well, they're used in a very aggressive manner, and here is how. The 8th drop of choice is, of course, Cell Unending Torment. For those of you who are seeing this card for the first time, it's a 20k 8 drop energy exhaust blocker, evolved, doesn't matter, never gonna use it. It has a permanent. If this card will be removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you can remove 2 cards under it instead of sending it to the drop area. But more importantly, it has activate battle once per turn when you can remove 1 card under it to restand it. So he's basically your dual attacker. And this guy is used extremely aggressively in this deck. And yeah, you might wonder, like, okay, so he's 20k dual attacker, okay, yeah, there is some aggression, but how do we push this to an extreme levels? This is how. He plays not 1, not 2, but 3 copies of Android 20 Vial Creator. Auto, when you combo with this card, it's a 1 cost 5k combo, and then when you combo with it, it gives another 5k and the double strike for the duration of the turn. So he told me that this is the key card of the deck, this is your aggressive piece, and the way that you can use this is if you combine it with the 8 drop, you basically have a 30k dual attack double striker. No, for the first attack, and then it's 5 for the next one, 25k double striker. If you use this with your leader, then you have a 30k double strike critical attacker, and if you use this with your secret rare, then it's a 50k quad strike, or he usually says that he plays it turn 4, so it's 50k double striker, which is still like insane for something that comes out basically for free. So yeah, he's playing 3 copies of this guy because it really pushes this deck to the brink. It's basically like, imagine Champa. I mean, he's basically Champa, but because you can restand your 8 drop, then like the double strike goes for the next attack as well, and you get an additional 5k it's an insane card. It's an insane card, and the entire premise of the deck is built around it, and to beat your opponent before turn 5. Because everyone is expecting, you know, the perfect force cell to come out turn 5, but this deck just doesn't do it. This deck is just looking to beat you. He said like turn 4 is his skill turn. Like turn 4 your opponent is done. You just won the game. And this is how you do it. Speaking on playing on stuff that everyone is expecting, he's playing 3 copies of the SS3 Vegito Unison, the one that came with the deck, and he told me that, yeah, everyone is expecting you to go -7, which is why they're like focusing on making sure that you don't hit 7 markers. They usually ignore the leader once they, not the leader, the Unison, once they can assure like, okay, he's not gonna hit -7 next turn, blah. And what he said is, yeah, but that's the point. You're just accumulating markers so that then turn 3 he can play Golden Frieza, Newfound Might, and get like 4 of these markers through empowerment from the Vegito Unison. That's its role in the deck, because no one is expecting a turn 3 Golden Frieza, Newfound Might in the Cell deck. And yeah, once he plays it, because it empowered, and it has 4 markers on it, it wipes your opponent's board, and then he said like he can -4, dual attack, 30k, triple strike, and because he got so many markers, even if he doesn't win that turn, he still has enough to play like Dormant Potential and to defend himself if his opponent doesn't lose that turn. But he said it's fine, because even if the opponent somehow survives, this is going to eat through their resources. Because even before you play this guy, then you also need to consider that this deck is also playing the leader, who can be 20k crit. The deck is also playing the 8-drop, which can attack twice. Then you have you attack with Vegito, then you attack with Golden Frieza and Newfound Might, you wipe their board, you have 30k dual attack. If the opponent somehow, by some miracle, survives that, you can just defend with Dormant Potential, you can defend with your Unison, which is a blocker. So he said like, yeah, there are strong defenses after this play, which is making it super safe, and then turn 4, you just go for the game. And for the final surprise, turn 4, if his opponent somehow didn't lose the game, then for 1 energy, here comes Son Goku's Spirit Bomb Unleashed. After he attacks with Frieza, he just pays 1, plays this guy, Spirit Boost 3, grabs 3 markers from the Frieza, and now this is a 30k double striker on top of everything else that the deck does. And just imagine he probably still has Android 20s in his hand by this point, because he's playing 3 copies of it, so then he can still power up his leader, his 8 drops. Maybe he just plays the secret rare and then gives that guy +10 and double strike. It's insane, like, because Frieza just eats through their defenses. The 8 drop just lower their defenses until turn 3, and by the time turn 4 rolls around, your opponent has exhausted so many resources, and then you just keep on pressuring them with big attackers, with double strikers, until they just fall apart. You never actually see turn 5 perfect force cell that everyone is siding against and preparing to fight him. And yeah, it's crazy. It's a very cool take on Cell, and yeah, I'm loving this. I am definitely going to try this out. Here's the rest of the deck list in the description below, and that's it for the video. Yeah, if you didn't enjoy this deck profile as much, that's because I suck at making deck profiles, which is why I don't usually do them here on the channel. So anyway, hit that like and subscribe button. We are on our way to 700 subs, and let me know in the comments what do you think about this deck. I love reading your comments. I try to respond to everything. I love our little community, and don't forget, pre-registration for the Zenkai Showdown event is open right now, so check the pre-registration link in the description below. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see you next week when we're gonna focus more on the upcoming Zenkai set.